data visualization and how we can use Excel for data analysis. Like it has been addressed at the beginning of this training that there are different software for data analysis: Excel, SPSS, Python, R, and so on and so on. So depending on what you want to do, depending on your objective, then you can know the best software you can use to achieve the best result for your investigation. So today we'll be dealing with Excel chart and data analysis. And the first thing we'll be talking about is the descriptive analysis. Now, how do we use Excel for descriptive statistics, for descriptive analysis? First of all, what is descriptive statistics? Like the word implies, descriptive. It talks about what? Description, how we can describe. It gives information about a particular variable. Now, how do we do this? It can be done using the measure of central tendency. We can use the measure of dispersion. And as we all know, when talking about measure of central tendency, that's when we are talking about the mean, the median, mode. And when talking of measure of dispersion, that's when we are talking of the standard deviation, the variance, the range, and so on and so forth. So at the end of this class also, we are going to check how we can use chart for visualization. Now, I'm going to share my screen now so that we can start the training in full. So you're all welcome. So please, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, today, last week, we did example using different names. We're able to use field lookup, H lookup, and so on and so forth. But today we'll be going to analysis per se. How do we use this descriptive analysis? Now, let's shift to sports, sport activities. Now, let's say we have some trainers. We have trainers. Now, let's have some name again, as we all know. So let's say we have Bola. In order not to waste our time, we have Sade again. We have Tola. We have Dokun. We have Bosse. We have Oladoja. We have Akala. We have Sheyi. And we have Dupe. And we have Bolaji. So let's assume these are our trainers. Now, let's give example of different sports. For example, now, for me, let me say I'm going to use football. What other sport do we have? Let's say basketball. Let's say we have volleyball. Let's say we have tennis. And okay, let's just stop here. So I believe this should not be a breaking news to us, how we can expand this. For example, now where I'm clicking now that we have baseball, we can see that there is a collapse in that cell. The basketball is not showing fully. So for us to show basketball fully, just move your cursor to the edge as it is now. And if you move it to the right place, you will notice that the cursor will change from white to black. Then you double click. Once you double click, it automatically expand and give you your normal expansion. The same thing applicable for this volleyball. Now, let's generate some set of data so that we can use them to for our practical. So let's say we have 10, 12, 13, 54, 23, 67, 89, 21, 30, 32. So this is for football. For basketball, we have 23, 43, 12, 11, 12, 32, 12, 14, 20, 25. Let me add one. Okay, let me put another 10 here. Let me change this one to 10 and this also to 10. So for volleyball, let's say we have 15, 5, 5, 8, 8. No, then let us use 8, 8. Okay, it's still usable, no wala. 2, 45, 32, 12. Now, for tennis, let's say we have 23, 12, 21, 23, 14, 17, 11, 10, 9, 8. Now, these are some set of data. So we want to practicalize, we want to use this data to perform what? Descriptive statistics. Like we said, we'll be starting with the measure of central tendency, which include the mean, the median, and the mode, before we shift to the measure of dispersion. Now, as we already know, let's find our mean. We want to find the average score of bowler across the sports, across all the sport activities. What is the average score, average performance of bowler across all the sport activities? So what does this measure of central tendency, what does it do? It is a single value which is used to represent a given set of data. A single value that is used to represent a given set of data. That is, instead of saying, okay, bowler score 10 in football, bowler score 23 in basketball, bowler score 15. No, we can use a statistical way by what? By just summarizing, summary. What is the average score of bowler across the sporting activities? So then we can use our mean to justify that. Now, for us to use our mean, like we said before, if you want to perform any operation in Excel, the first syntax you enter is what? Equals to. Then after typing equals to, then we have average. Before you finish typing it, you will have say average, average, then select the range of the data you want to use. You can highlight, that's the first way. Is either you come and highlight everything this way, that is the first way. Or let's assume we have voluminous data, plenty data. Instead of you highlighting, what you just need to know is what? You should know the beginning and the end. Once you know the first and the last cell, then you are good to go. For example, now I can say find the average between B2, then I put colon to the last cell, which is what? E2. As you can see, if you say B2 to E2 now, everything will be highlighted. So then you close your bracket and you press enter. So for here now, we can see that the average score or the average performance of bowler in these sporting activities is what? 17.75. With that single value, we can summarize the performance of what? Bowler in the sporting activities. Instead of saying 10 in football, 23 in basketball, this 17.75 has covered or summarized all those values for bowler. Now, let's do it once again before I do autofill. I did equals to average. Before you finish it, then you just double click on this. It will open a bracket for us. Then this is C2, C3 to E3. Then close the bracket, press enter. So we can see that what the average performance of Saturday now is what? 20. So if I want to just do autofill now, just click on this, then you drag down, then you have autofill. Now, in our last class, we talked about formatting. As you can see now, the first average value we have here is in 2 decimal. The second one is whole number, no decimal. The third one is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 5 decimal. And statistically, or if you want to present the result like an expert, you should have a uniform decimal places. Is either you use 2. If you are using 2, then you should use 2 throughout. If you are using 3, then you should use 3 throughout. So you should have uniform decimal places. Not like this will be 2 decimal, this will be 1 decimal, and the other will be no. We should have a uniform decimal places. For us to do that, then we can do our formatting. Highlight the value. Once it is highlighted, click on home. When you click on home, then look at where I'm placing my cursor now. Where I'm placing my cursor now is where we have decreased decimal. So as you are clicking on that decreased decimal, then you notice that the value will start decreasing. And if I want to increase it, you click on increase decimal. You can increase as much as you want, and you can also decrease as much as you want. So as we can see now, I have uniform decimal places, of which all are in 2 decimal places. I have 2 values after my decimal point. So that's that about that. So that is that about mean. Now let's move on to median. And before moving on to median, there's another way we can find our mean. Remember from our first class, we said Excel can also be used for calculation, not only typing or just writing or just formatting. You can also use Excel for calculation. For example, now mean, theoretically or mathematically, mean is the average value. By formula, it is the sum of the total number over the sample size. If I want to calculate this manually, what we've done before is automatic way. But if I want to do this manually now, first of all, I will need to find the total. So let me type total here. I have our total. Total is the same thing as sum. Then the syntax or the command used for total in Excel is sum equals to. Once you press equals to, you don't type total. Total, the command for total in Excel is sum, not total. But we already know the total is the same thing as the sum of the value. So here now, sum. I have my sum. Double click. Then the sum of what? B2, put colon, then E2. Sum B2 to E2, then close the bracket, enter. So that is the sum of the score for Bola across all the sporting activities is 71. So if I want to do this now, I can do autofill for this simply. So I think we shouldn't have any problem with this. Once you find your sum, which is the total, you can come here, place your cursor here. You see that it changed to black plus sign. Then you drag it down. So that is total. Now, if I then want to compute the same mean that I have computed here, if I want to recalculate it, I can just say mean, enter. This will be equals to the sum. Sum for Bola is what? 71, but I don't need to type 71. Click on the cell where you have the total. I repeat, click on the cell where you have the total. Remember, we said the formula for mean is the total value over the number of sample, the number of sporting activities we have here. So using this example as a case study, if we want to find the mean now, mathematically, it is the total score divided by the number of sporting activities. The total score for Bola is 71, which is written in cell G2. So I can say G2 divided by the sample size is what? I have football, that is 1. basketball, that is 2, volleyball, that is 3, tennis making 4. So I can say G2 divided by 4. Then I press enter. So as you can see now, you are still going to get the same mean you've calculated using the average. Let's try it again. Equals to, I press this, G3 divided by 4. Then I have the same score. Wait, this one gave us 18 and this one gave us 20. Why? Okay.
You see mean that you use C3 instead of B.
So this is where the error is coming from here. Instead of saying from C to B3 rather, something was omitted. B3. So we should have the same score, not different score. Then let me do this autofill again. So we have correct score now. So now, this also equals to the total for this G4 divided by 4. Then on and on. We will have the same mean we've calculated automatically here. If we use the manual way also, we are going to have the same value. And that is that about the mean. Now, let's now move on to the median. Let's move on to the median. Median is the middle value when arranged orderly. Median is the middle value when arranged orderly. Now, for us to get our median now, just equals to median. So it will have computed for us median, then the cell of which you want to find the median. So that is B what? B2 colon then E2. So B2 to E2, close the bracket, and I type enter. So from here now, the median is telling me that what? The median score is 19. How did this one obtain this median score to be 19? What it does is that after checking the value, I have 10, 23, 15, 23. So at the end of the day, if you take it from the back and also from the front, you will notice that we have two SS values at the middle. Two values are left at the middle, which is 23 and 15. So what SF does here is that what? Take the average of the two values you have at the middle, then it gives us your median. Like we defined before, median is the middle value. But if you have more than one value at the middle, what do? You take the two values, add them together, and then divided by 2, which is just like what? Finding the average of the middle number. And once that is done, you can also do your normal what? Autofill, and then you can have your median. So that's that about median. So now, moving on to mode. Now, okay, let me check this mode vertically so that we can see the beauty of this result. So let's check it vertically like this. So mode. Now, if I want to calculate the mode now, like by definition, mode is the most occurring frequency, the number that appear most in a particular cell. Any number that appear most is the mode. In a particular cell, any number that appear most is the mode. I intentionally come here to do this vertically so that you can see the beauty, because here I only generate the value because I only have 4 values. They all appear once. So at this case now, there's no mode. If I say I want to find the mode for Bola now that we have 10, 23, 15, okay, we even have a mode here because we have a value occurring twice. Okay, let me check here. Mode. So because I want you to see the best beauty of each descriptive statistics, equals to like we defined before, mode is the number that appear most, number with the highest frequency. I don't need to come here and start checking which of the number appear most. I don't need to do that. So otherwise, just type mode. So once you type mode, then double click on that mode.sngl. That is mode with what? Single value. Double click on that mode with single value, then highlight the cell you want to find the mode, close it, then we have enter. As we can see now, for Bola now, we realize that what 23 is the mode. That is 23 has the highest frequency, and we can also drag down. Now, as you can see, when I drag down, the second set gave me 12 because 12 is appearing most. But if you notice, the third set gave me NA, that is not applicable. Like what I'm trying to explain before. In a situation whereby you notice that every cell have the same, or every value have the same frequency, in that case, there's no mode. For example, now I have 13, I have 12, I have 5, I have 21. They all appear once. So at this level now, we can conclude that what? There is no mode. Because by definition, mode is the most occurring frequency. Any number that appear most in that case, or in any situation you are trying to calculate your mode, then any number that appear most is your mode. So where you have your NA now is telling us that what? We have no mode in that case because they all have same frequency. So that's that about that. Please, are we together? Hello?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Are we getting it, please?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay. So that's that about mode. Now, let's now move on to the measure of dispersion. First of all, let's start with range. Let's start with range. Now, in order to make the class more interactive, do we have maybe a mathematician or anybody in the house that can tell us what we understand by the word range in mathematics context? Range. Can anybody help us with what is range?
Range is the highest value minus the lowest value in a given data.
Thank you very much. That is the difference between the highest and the lowest value. That is the range. In a simple definition, highest minus lowest. Or you can say the maximum minus the what? The minimum. So in Excel now, for you to calculate your range, that is very simple. Two things will be done before we can calculate our range. First of all, what is the minimum value? We need to know our minimum value, and at the same time, we need to know our what? Maximum value. So because we are using a small sample set of data, that does not mean we shouldn't do what we are supposed to do. Now, if we say what is the minimum value here, now it is easier to check because we only have 4 samples. But what if we have more than 4 samples? How will you get the minimum value? To get your minimum value, remember this first syntax you press is what? Equals to, then type MIN. MIN is the command to get your what? The minimum or the smallest or the lowest value. To get the smallest or the lowest value, MIN is the command in Excel. So we can find the minimum between B2 to E2. Please don't make the mistake when you are doing this kind of practice. You know, our real data does not exceed E2. Don't make the mistake of including your result with your data. Don't make the mistake of matching result with data. Like for example, now I want to find the minimum, then I'm adding the mean, I'm adding the total. It is wrong because the mean and total, they are outcome or output of our data. So please don't do the mix up. Let there be difference between your data and your result. So now The minimum between B2 to E2, close your bracket, then press enter. So at this level now, we can see that what the minimum score for Bola is 10. Again, equals to MIN, double click, then B3, C3, then E3. Close the bracket, then enter. So the minimum score for Saturday is 5. I can click on it here now and do normal autofill. Then I can have my minimum value. Now, for us to get our maximum value equals to MAX, max. Max is the command to get the maximum value in Excel. Here now it returns like it is written here now. It returns the what? The largest value, the highest value, the maximum value in this particular set of data. Maximum, then from B2 to E2. Then I close my bracket again. I have enter. So again, equals to maximum, max, double click, from then to E3. Close the bracket, then enter. So from here also I can do our normal autofill. So now I know my maximum and I know my minimum value. It will be easy for me now to calculate the range. How am I going to get my range? In a simple way, equals to, we said highest minus lowest. This will be what? L2 minus K2. L2 minus K2, highest minus lowest, will give us our range. Not K2 minus L2, because the minimum here is in K2, while the maximum is in L2. And like the formula was said now, that what? Highest minus lowest. Then press enter. Again, equals to maximum minus minimum. Then I have my results. Then you can also do autofill here, and then we are good to go. So that is that about the range using descriptive statistics. Now let's move ahead to standard deviation. So all this one are the range, standard deviation, the variance. They are part of measure of dispersion, while the mean, median, mode, they are measure of central tendency. So standard deviation. So to get our standard deviation equals to STD. Once you type STD, then it will do it for you. The one you are going for is standard deviation of sample, not of population. Dot P is representing that of population, but here now we are dealing with a particular sample, so I'm going with dot S. So standard deviation dot S, which is for sample. So that is what we are going with. Then select the range of the data again, B2 to E2, close the bracket, enter. So again, equals to standard deviation. I'm going with the sample again, because what we are dealing with is sample extraction. So fractional part of a population, that's not what we are dealing with, not the entire population. So close the bracket, then I have enter again. So then from here now, I can drag it down. So this is our standard deviation. If I want to format this decimal places again, I can definitely highlight this, go back to where I have what? Decrease decimal. Then I can decrease. You will notice that as I'm clicking one after the other, the decimal keep on decreasing. Keep on what? Decreasing. I can also put this one for 2 decimal if I like. If I want, I can put it for 3 decimal. What I just want us to know is that any decimal you are using, then you must have a what? Uniform decimal places. Not that this will be 2, this will be 3. So it's somehow not professional. So that is that about standard deviation. And once you get your standard deviation, then you don't need to disturb yourself with variance again. because variance is just the what? The square of your standard deviation. And at the same time, standard deviation is the square root of variance. Please get this clear. Variance is the square of standard deviation. That is, standard deviation raised to power 2 will give us variance, while the square root of variance will give us standard deviation. That is, anytime you are given and you are asked to find the variance, just take the square of your standard deviation and you have your variance. And if it is the variance that was given to you, just take the square root of that variance and you have your standard deviation. So if I want to find the variance here now, I will just say this n2 raised to power. If you want to press raised to power, shift then 6. Shift and 6. You have this raised to power symbol. Shift and 6. Then raised to power 2. So n2 raised to power 2, press enter. Then I have the variance for Bola. So which tells us about this spread of the data. So now for this one also, now I can say equals to this n3 raised to power 2, enter. So, and at the same time I can also drag it down. So now for this one, now that you can see that it display naira, it has a larger value that this self cannot contain except if I expand it. So if you are working and you have something like naira like this, so it is telling you that you need to expand your cell. So that is what that one is telling you, not that what you have is incorrect. Let me take it back, Control Z. So not that what you have is incorrect. It is telling you that what the value you have in that particular cell is wider than the width of the cell, than the width of the cell you've generated. So once you double click and expand, then you have the full value. But this is not well presentable enough. So just highlight and then you format it by decreasing the number of decimal so that you can have a good and presentable value. So let's put this one also for 2 decimal, then double click so that you can have a good word of cell. And that is that about variance. So we have succeeded now in talking about the descriptive statistics and how you can apply them manually using Excel. Though we still have my automatic way. So in that aspect, that will take us to how can we use Excel for data analysis. How can we use Excel for data analysis? Like it has been explained to us before, we have different type of analysis depending on our objective. It depends on our objective. What do you want to do? That's when you select the appropriate methodology for your research. Now, how do you use Excel for data analysis? For most of us now, if you click on data, this is what majority or most of us we have now, except for those that have went let me say a step ahead by adding the data analysis toolpath to your data ribbon. If you notice now, check something because something will be added now. At the end here now, at the end of this data, what we have is group, on group, and subtotal. But if we perform, after performing the operation that we want to perform now, you will realize that a particular ribbon will be added to where I'm placing my cursor now. After where we have group, on group, and subtotal. Now, how do we add data analysis toolpath to our Excel? How do we add data analysis toolpath to our Excel? To add data analysis toolpath to our Excel, what do you do? Go to File, click on File. Once you click on File, go to More. Once you click on More, it will display feedback and it will display option. Click on Option. Once you click on Option, then a dialog box will be prompted on your screen. Once you have something like this, then click on add-ins. Once you click on add-ins, then it displays something like this where you have analysis 2-pack, analysis fee, 2-pack FBA, dates, euro currency, and so on and so forth. Now, just select that analysis 2-pack, just leave it as that. Then click on go. Here now you have Excel add-ins. Leave it as Excel add-ins because what we want to add is add-ins in Excel. So leave it as Excel add-ins, then click on go. Once you click on go, then a simple and small dialog box like what you have on my screen now will be displayed, where you have analysis 2-pack, analysis 2-pack FBA, and so on. Now select analysis 2-pack and also select analysis 2-pack FBA. Once it is selected successfully, then click on OK. So once you click on OK, it will load. As you can see now, it is loading. So after it has been successfully loaded, you will see the result at this edge. So as you can see now, the result of what we did now is what we have here now. So now we have data analysis in Excel. If you don't do what we have done now, or maybe someone help you, you can't have this on your Excel. This can be added manually. Not that as you install Excel, it comes with it. You will add the add-ins manually. Like I said before, let me just repeat the step again. Click on File, click on More, then you have feedback and option. Click on Option. Once you have click on Option, click on Add-ins. Once you click on Add-ins, then leave it at Analysis 2-pack. Leave it also at Excel Add-ins. Click on Go. Once you click on Go, select. Click on OK. This data analysis you have here will be displayed. And if you don't need it again, if you want to remove it, you can unmark this. Once these are unmarked and I click on OK, then the data analysis will be removed. Let's click on it and see. I unmark it now. I click on OK. Once this has been successfully loaded, as you can see now, we don't have the data analysis again. So for the last time and for us to get it better, so click on File, More, Options, then Add-ins, click on Go, select Analysis 2-pack and Analysis FBA, click on OK. And that is that about adding data analysis to our Excel. Please, any question? Do we understand that? Hello?
Hello, sir.
Hello, do we get that?
So I can't find file on my own laptop. Oh.
It doesn't show yet.
Is it what? Please be audible.
I said I can't find file on my own laptop. Oh. Or which I don't know the
You can't find file.
file. Yeah.
You should have file in your Excel add file. All data, all Excel software, I think they all have file. Okay, which version are you using? Which Excel version are you using? Which Microsoft version? Is it Excel 16, 17, or 13?
My own is complicated. My laptop is deactivated, so I'm using WPS sheet.
Can you see my screen? Can you see? Look at where I place my own cursor now. Then check that place also for your own case too. Move your cursor to that edge. You will see pi.
So to the edge. Okay.
Move your cursor to that edge. You will see 5. Can you see it?
Okay.
Can you find it?
No, sir.
You can't find it.
Yes, sir.
Hello, please can you speak louder, please?
So I can't find it.
Please, is she the only one that cannot find it, or is she the only one so that we can know I can know how to answer the question at once? Okay, let's do like this. Can you share your screen? Are you connecting with your laptop?
No. I'm using my phone, using my laptop to practice.
Oh, I think maybe you are connecting with your laptop now. I foresee maybe you should share your screen, then we can look at it. But I'm very sure if you move your cursor to that edge, like where I'm placing my cursor here now, you should see something like 5. Just move your cursor to that edge, at that top edge.
Maybe she can send a screenshot of it to me via our WhatsApp group so I can lead her to
Okay.
it.
I think that will
Please,
be
you
better.
can send a
Okay,
screenshot of
that's
that
fine.
of your screen to the WhatsApp group. I'll work with you on it now.
Okay, I
Hmm?
think
Can you
that's
do that?
better. Thank you very much for that, sir. So now,
Thank you.
now that we have data analysis, how do we use this data analysis menu? How do we use this menu to find our descriptive statistics? Now, to find the descriptive, all what we have been doing manually here now, you can do it simple in just less than 2 minutes. Not even up to 2 minutes. Let me say 30 seconds self, without any calculation. How will you do that? Just click on that data analysis. Once you click on that data analysis, it will load. Now, it has loaded successfully. So, as you can see here now, I have descriptive statistics. So, I have what? Descriptive statistics. Click on descriptive statistics. You can double click on it and it will bring this dialog box. That is one. Let me take it back. Number one is that double click and it will give you this dialog box, or just click once on it and click on this OK. That's another way. Either you double click or you click once and you click OK. Now, for you to get all what we have been doing automatically, what are you going to do? You just need to highlight. The first thing is to what? Input range. Input the range of your data. Input what? The range of your data. Now, for me to input the range of my data now, what am I going to do? So let me just say I have this. So I have input the range. So we said label in first row. Label in first row. No, wait. This will flag error because we've added another cell that is non-numeric. We've added another cell that is non-numeric. Okay, let's do it this way for us to have a good result. Now, let me extract out this data. If you want to have a good result, let me extract out this data. Control C. Like we did last week, I think we already know how to copy and paste by transpose. Then left click. I want to paste now, paste special. Then I have this. So now, for me to have good result of what I have here, I have to copy out this data and have it this way. Because if I have proceeded the way I have it like this, Bola, this, and this, it will just flag me error. Because it will see all this name, Bola, Shade, Tola, it will see it as non-numeric. It won't see it as what? As heading. It can only see an heading at the first row of any data. For example, now, if I want to use what I have here before, it can only see this trainer, football, basketball, volleyball, tennis. It will only see that first row as the heading. The others will be say or I expected to be in numeric. I come again. If you want to do descriptive statistics with Excel, ensure or make sure that only your first row is non-numeric, others are numeric. The essence of transforming or copy and paste by transpose here is to ensure that what all my data, all the cell I'm going to have here are numeric except the first row. So if I have used this one before, let me use it so that you can see the beauty of what I'm trying to say. Data analysis. Okay. Data analysis. Okay. Now, let's say I select the range of the cell now. I then select everything like this. Then I already say label only in photo. What Excel understand is that what label is only in first row. Any other thing apart from first row should be numeric. So if I should click on OK now, it will flag me error saying that what please choose at least one statistical option. So the okay, let's say I choose summary statistics then. So it will still say error. So this is what I expect it to mean so that you can understand the word clearly. Input range contains what? Non-numeric data. Input range contains non-numeric data. And what are the non-numeric data this software is talking about? They are the names. So if you want to perform descriptive statistics, ensure that your data is in this form, the form at which we just pasted here that I'm highlighting right now. So now, for me to do data analysis now, I can say data, click on data analysis, descriptive statistics is okay. Then let me select the range. I can select from Bola, everything up to the last data. Then I can just pick the first row, mark the first row, saying that what label in first row. I'm telling Excel that my first row, don't see that first row as non-numerical. Normally they are non-numeric, but they are labeled. They are the what? Headings. Label simply means headings. Do we get it now? So that's that about that. So then click on the summary statistics. Mark that summary statistics. Now, after marking summary statistics, also telling Excel that we have labeled in first row. Now, what else? The next thing to do is to what? Where do you want the result to be? I'll click on output range. So once you click on output range, let's assume I want my result to be displayed on cell R1. So I will just type R1. If you want your own to be Q1, you can type Q1. If you want Q19, you can type Q19. Just note that any number or any cell you type here, that is where your result will be placed. That is number one. Another thing is that if you don't want your result to be placed or to be displayed in that place where you have your data, then you can leave it as new worksheet. If you are leaving your own output as new worksheet, that means your result will be displayed in a new sheet. For example, if I click on OK now, that the result will be displayed in sheet 2. But here now, if I click on output range and I add 1, it means that in this same sheet, my result will be displayed on R1. Then I can click on OK. So it is loading. So now, as you can see now, we can see the descriptive statistics of everything we have been doing. As you can see, the mean is what? 70.75. Look at it now. This is 70.75. This is 70.75. For Saturday, the mean is 18 here. The mean is also 18 here. For the next name, the mean is 12.75. The mean is 12.75. So that is how. Now let me make the table in a neat form so that you can see the beauty of Excel. So at times, it is not always the result are being displayed or given to you. Maybe that's how you are going to present it. For example, now, if I should give this result to anyone now, it will look unprofessional because it looks scattered. For me to make this result real and more reasonable now, I can then do my own hand design. So here now, if I should put this here, I'm Control X, I'm editing. So that you can see the result in a neat way. So that is what I'm trying to do now. So let's say this. I delete this cell. Control X, paste. So what I'm doing here is Control X. Control X is to cut, while Control V is to paste. If I click on Akala now, I press Control X to cut. Then I'm paste it in the next cell. Press Control X to cut, Control V to paste, Control X to cut, Control V to paste. Then select the cell to delete again. Delete. So as you can see now, the table is now given a good form. So it's not like the way it is before, that it was just too long. So now you can have a meaningful and precise table now. So as you can see, we have our mean, and if you go and check the mean we've calculated before, you realize that they are still equal. They must be equal. We have the mean, we have the standard deviation, we have the median, we have the mode, and so on. So, and as we have it before, not applicable when we are doing it manually. We also have it not applicable when we are doing it automatically, which is telling us that what, once you understand the theory well, you will know what the practical will say. Like I said earlier, the reason why we have not applicable here is that what, because at that particular level they have the same frequency, and that is how you can use data analysis to find your descriptive statistics. Once again, click on data analysis, descriptive statistics, select the range of your data. If you are including the label, then you click label in first row. But if you are not including the label, you don't need to click on label in first row. But it is better you include the label so that once your result is out, it will be easy for you to read and understand. Select the summary statistics, click on it, and then where do you want the result or the outcome to be displayed? Tell us there where you want the result to be displayed, then click on OK. And that is that about descriptive statistics. And as you can see in data analysis, there are other statistical analysis that you can still do with this data analysis. But as far as tonight is concerned, we are only limiting our study for today to descriptive statistics. Maybe in our next class, we can still move further. So as you can see, we have like we have the t-test, we have the set test, the regression, the ANOVA, correlation, and then everything we have it here. So as time goes on now, we are also going to inform ourselves or let us know how we can make use of this. So that's that about that. So now, the last thing we are going to be talking about tonight is how we can use charts. How can we use chart to represent our data? For example, now, let's say we want to plot the graph of these trainers in respect to their score with this football. So if I want to do that now, I can just highlight the trainers and the what and the score for football. So once highlighted, or okay, let me highlight this together and see what the result will be. So I highlight the trainer with respect to the what? Football. So in that case, if you want to include any chart, then go to insert. So once you click on insert, then you will see different charts depending on the one that best fits your variable. Let's assume I want to use bar chart for this one now. If I should come here now, you will see our bar chart here. Click here, then you can select any chart you want. We have the 2D column, we have the 3D, and so on and so forth. Let's assume I'm using this now. I selected this now. So I have the what? The graph for football score of the trainers. So I have football. So this is the what? This is the title axis, the axis title. The title of this now, we already know this is the football score. So for football now, even without checking the data, with graph, we can also read what the data is saying. The essence of graph is just for visualization. What are we visualizing? We are visualizing our data. Graph is just telling us the pictorial form of what? Of our data. So that is graph. It is also reading our data. So from this graph now, easily we can identify that what? The trainers with the highest score here now is who? Is Akala. We just the graph. Even someone who doesn't know about mathematics or about data analysis, seeing this graph, you already know the one with the highest score. Which one has the longest bar? It is given here in what? Akala. So that's that about including bar chart. And when you have a chart, you can add different elements. You can add different elements in the sense that we can add the axis title. We already have the title already. We can include the we can include what? We can include the label. We can include the error bar and so on and so forth. If you want to include any element in your chart, whether bar chart, whether pie chart, any chart you are using in Excel, if you want to include any element, what do you click? Just click on this plus sign. Plus is to add element to your chart. You click on plus. Now, axis, we already have axis. We have the y-axis, we have the x-axis. As you can see, axis is marked. Now, we have the chart title already. The chart title is marked. That's why we have football. That axis title now, you notice that what? It gave me what? I have a box at the x-axis. I have another box at the y-axis. That is for axis title. There is difference between axis and chart title. Chart title is the title of all the graph, the title of the graph per se. But talking of axis title, that one is telling us the title for the x-axis and the title for the y-axis. If I want to add and change this element now, for this level now, I can change the trainers. Why the y-axis will become, I can say, score. So anyone seeing this now will know what this represents. So I have the graph of the what? Y-axis against the x-axis, the score against the trainers. Graph of what? Football, displaying the score against the trainers. So you can see add other element too. We can add the data label. If you're adding data label, it means it will display the value of each bar. As you have each bar, then if you want to see the value as it has been displayed here now, if you click on data label, then the label for each bar will be displayed. So we have the data table. If you click on data table now, you can see we have table at the bottom of the graph. So if you want error bar, if you click on the error bar, you can see we have error bar on top of our chart now. So that is that about that. And any chart you are plotting in Excel, you can easily copy the chart and paste it in Microsoft Word. You can copy and paste in Word. You can copy and paste in PowerPoint. So for you to copy, once you click it on it now, you can press Ctrl C or you press Ctrl X. If I should press Ctrl X now, it's going to cut. So that means I don't want it to be displayed here again. I want it only where I want to go and paste it. And that is that about that. Now, let's say I want to pick football together with basketball now. I pick these two together, then go to insert, then pick the bar chart again. Now, so as we can see now, we can see the graph of what? Two variables plot in a single graph. That is telling us that what? We can have plot of maybe two different variables in a single plot. For example now, anywhere you see blue bar now, it is representing what? The football score. And anywhere you see orange bar now, it is representing what? Basketball. Do we get it now? So now here now I can edit the chart title myself. Here we have football and basketball. So we can just say plot of football and basketball score, or chart displaying the score of football and basketball score. So that is that about that. You can also go to that chart element again to add those elements. And apart from adding elements here, you can also change the style. You can change the style of your graph. If you want to change the style, you can just come here now. This is the chart style. Where I'm placing my cursor here now, you can see the chart style. If you want to change the style, just click on this more. So you can see we can change the style. As you can see, these are different styles. This is one style. So as you can see, we have different styles. Depends on your choice. So we have different style. Apart from the element, you can also change the style of your graph. And at the same time, you can switch go. Let's assume that what you have at your x-axis, it's what you are supposed to have at your y-axis. You can switch go to column. So once you switch your row to column, as you can see, you see what I have here now. So it is switchable. And at the same time, you can go to edit your data, select data. So let's say I want to add more. So before I added just football and basketball. If I want to add more data now, I will just click on add. Then the series name. So this and the series value. So which is telling us this is basketball. So I have volleyball now and it has been added. So that's that about that. So you can change the style, you can change the element, you can add elements. So depends on your choice, depends on what you want. So that is that about chart. And note that not only bar chart, you can add other charts too. Not only bar chart. Let's say, okay, I want this now, and I want it together with volleyball. Now, look at what I did. Though. I selected trainer. If you want to select volleyball, you know volleyball is not beside trainer. Before you can select this volleyball, you should press what? Control. Press the control key. Don't remove your hand until you select anyone you want to select. So insert. Then I can also go and insert other charts too. So this is pie chart. I can insert this. So this is another chart. So if I want to add label now, I can just click on data label. As you can see, this data label. And if I don't want to add data label from here, I can go to the style and pick the one with the data label. So this is a style. So look at it now. We have a style. Each name is displayed in front of its own place. So This is another style. I have another style here. Another style, another style, another style. So, and so on and so forth. So, you can include any chart of your choice. Once you highlight the data, first thing is to what? Highlight the data you want to plot. Once it is highlighted, then go to insert. I'm coming. Go to insert, then select any chart of your choice. And if the chart you want to use is not here, maybe your own chart is not part of those recommended here, how are you going to get your own chart? Click on the arrow we have here. Then it will display, or it will first of all display the recommended chart. Excel will predict chart that fits that is best fitted for your data for you. And let's say what Excel predicted doesn't fit your own criteria, you can click on all charts. So from all charts, you can then go for the one of your own choice. This is a line chart, a line plot, as you can see. So we have bar, we have area, we have scatter plot, we have map, we have stock, we have surface, radar, tree map, subbus, histogram, box and wixer, water, funnel, and so on and so forth. But if you notice, I click on two ones like this combo now. You need to do some editing before that one is displayed. Any one you click and it doesn't display anything, that means that particular chart does not fit for the type of data you are trying to plot. If you click on a particular one and you notice that at this level this one does not show anything, it means that that particular plot does not fit for your data. So this is where you can see all plots and you can select any one of your choice. So depending on your own research objective. So that is that about descriptive data analysis and how you can plot graph in Microsoft Excel. So I believe with this we've done tonight, we are able to learn one or two things on how to apply data analysis. First of all, how do you add data analysis to your Excel? Because without the add-ins, there's no way you can use it. Without the add-ins, there's no way you can use it in your Microsoft Excel. Otherwise, you'll be using your manual way to complete it. And as a professional, you are not expected, you want to find your descriptive statistics, you now start using mean, median, no. But as an expert also, these are what you should know because they are basis. These are the basis you should know. So it now depends on how you can apply it. And as you start practicing more and more, on and on, as you keep practicing it, it becomes part of you. Thank you very much. God bless you for listening. So let's welcome questions. Hello, any question, please?
Any question from the house?
Please, any
Okay,
question, please?
I guess okay. Sadu,
Yes, sir. Thank you so much,
please
sir.
can you increase your volume a bit?
I said thank you so much, sir, for the class. And my
You
question
are
is
welcome.
based on the bar charts. Is there a way we can remove those lines? Let's assume we want to copy and paste it on a Word document. Is there a way we can remove those lines, or it will be there like that?
Please, can you be more audible?
I said, is there a way we can remove those lines in bar charts? Let's assume we want to copy and paste it on a Word document.
You are kind of breaking. No,
Or
I don't know if I'm the only.
network or
I think I can hear her. She said, uh, by the time you are copying the bar charts from
Okay.
Excel to Word, are those lines
Okay.
removable? Will the lines be removable?
Okay. From the bar chart, Abi.
Yes, she
yes.
said the
Yeah,
bar
they are
chart.
removable. They are good lines. Okay. They are removable. Let's change this one as you can see. Change chart type. So let's assume we use this. So you are talking about these horizontal lines, bar,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
and
Yes, sir.
they are removable.
Yes.
It is that line you are talking about is also an element. So if you click on that plus, it is called grid lines. Once
Grid
you
lines.
unmark that grid lines,
Okay.
then you will notice that the line will disappear. So it is also an element. Just unmark that grid line, then it will disappear. So and then you can copy and paste easily if you don't want grid lines.
All right.
Is that clear now?
All right. Thank you so much. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I've done it and I've gotten it. Thank you, sir.
All right, you are welcome.
Any other
Please,
question
any
from
other question?
Mr. Adiola? Any question?
I don't have any question.
All right, all right. Maybe we'll call it a night then. I believe we were able to
Um,
catch. Oh, someone is raising his hand.
yes, sir.
Mr.
Good
Joshua
evening, sir.
Subiru.
Okay.
Thank you
Yes,
very
okay.
much for the class, sir. My question is, I haven't done all the graphs, all the charts. How do we present it in a way that it will be presentable? Like, do we need to put all the charts and the graphs underneath all the data that we have analyzed? Or we need to create another worksheet or workbook where all the graphs and charts will be arranged?
Can you please be more audible, please? Yeah.
Oh, okay, sir. I said,
Hello.
haven't done. Okay, can you hear me, sir?
Okay, I can hear you now. Okay.
Okay, I said, haven't done all the analysis and you've done your charts and your
Okay.
graphs. Are we going to create
Yes.
another workbook or worksheet where we'll arrange them so that they can be made presentable, or we'll just arrange them underneath all the data that we have used for the
Yes.
analysis?
Yes. Yes. I get your question now. Yes, definitely. You are going to create another workbook. Hmm? Precisely, it's your analysis. You should create a new workbook or a new worksheet where you can create. You can display your chart. If I want to present this now, I can simply present this maybe with a slide using PowerPoint or using Microsoft Word. And at the same time, I can present with Excel, creating dashboard, but in a new sheet. Not that the chart will be placed the way it is now. It's because we are just using this to train ourselves. If I want to present this outside now, then this will be placed elsewhere so that I won't use this chart to block other results. So there is another way of data presentation. That's another aspect of statistics. Because in statistics deal with stage by stage, step by step, organizing, summarizing, and one of the key aspects also is presenting. How do we present data? Is it as we run the analysis? Look, take for example, if you are doing this kind of thing, then you should have another sheet where you arrange your results. You arrange it, you arrange it in figures or in section. For example, now you can arrange these ones in tables. All these summary statistics, those ones can be arranged in table. While graph or chart can be arranged in figure. So that if you want to present it, you can say, okay, this is what figure 1 is talking about. This is what figure 2 is presenting. This is what figure 3 is presenting. Not that everything will be left jam-packed the way it is. So there's a mode of presentation. So that's that about that. Please, is that clear, sir?
Yes, sir. Very clear, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right, you're welcome, sir. Please, any other question?
All right. I think probably no one has another question tonight. So, Mr. Afisa, do you have
All
something
right.
like want to add?
I think Mr.
Hello, sir, Mr. Afis. Mr. Afis, sir, are you there? Okay, I guess we should wrap it up for tonight. So, by God's grace, Thursday we'll meet again. I just want us to, I don't want us to be discouraged at all about the number. It's more or less, it's more about you catching what you are actually here to learn. So is don't look at the number at all for anything. You are here to catch, and I know that you are really moving with what we've been doing all this while. So please don't be moved by the number. Please keep practicing. If peradventure you have questions, you can drop them on the group as well. You can drop them on the group. There is no crime in doing that. No matter how little the question might sound, please drop it on the group. Uh, very important. I believe that we'll have answers to them. All right. So by God's grace, we'll be posting the replay of this class and that of the last one too on the page, probably tonight or latest by tomorrow morning. All right. So I pray that as we go to bed, the Lord Almighty will guide us and grant us sound sleep. I want to say, have a wonderful night ahead, and
Thank you,
God
sir.
bless. Yes.
Amen.
All right. So good night, everyone.
Good night. Thank you so much.
Good
Oh,
night,
God
sir.
bless you.
And good night, sirs.